In this week's Parsha, Parshat Eikev, we read the pasuk V'achalta v'zavata u'virachta. You'll eat and be satisfied, and you'll bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is the source for benching, for Birchat HaMazon. Now, it's interesting and striking that in the Gemara in Brachos, and Daf Mem Ches Amud Beis, it discusses that really, biblically, midoraisa, the obligation to bench would be when you're satisfied. V'achalta v'zavata u'virachta. And yet the rabbis added that you even bench after you have a kazayas, an olive's portion of bread. Now the question is, isn't that a bracha levatala? Isn't that a blessing in vain? You're going to go ahead and bench after you have only kazayas? What is the lesson that we're supposed to glean from this? So the truth of the matter is, the rabbis are teaching us something. That even when you say, all I have is a kazayas, it's not enough. You still bless the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You still say, V'achalta v'zavata v'virachta. Because yes, it's only a kazayas, but that's a gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I wanted to say the following story that exemplifies this. There's a man by the name of Phil, and he was destitute. He didn't have a job. So he went ahead and applied for a job at Microsoft. He goes to Microsoft, and he converses with them, and he says, look, I see that you have a job available to be a janitor. I would like to be the janitor. And they say, okay, for sure, we'll email you shortly a contract. And he says, email? Phil says, I don't have an email. And then Microsoft, they say to him, you don't have an email? This is Microsoft. I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to get a job here. So Phil is obviously very upset, and he walks down the street, and he sees someone who's selling cherries. And he buys some cherries from them for $5. And then before he eats those cherries, he says, you know what, maybe I'll sell those cherries to the other side of town and sell it for a little bit more, for $6. And that's what he does. And he goes back and forth, and eventually he's able to buy his own push cart. And as the story goes, eventually he buys his own store, and then he has multiple stores, and all of a sudden he's sitting on top of a whole fruit stand business. Phil is about to sign a multi-million-dollar contract with someone who's going to buy the business. And the lawyer's sitting there and says, okay, let me just email you out to finalize the whole deal. And Phil says, I'm sorry, but I don't have an email. The lawyer says, you don't have an email? Do you understand what you would be if you had an email? You'd be able to email China, and you'd be able to sell mandarin oranges. It would expand your business. You don't have an email? And Phil says, if I had an email, I'd be sweeping the floors of Microsoft right now. You see, Phil could have said to himself, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God, why is it that I don't have the abilities that other people have? I can't do my email. Or why is it that I didn't get this job? But HaKadosh Baruch Hu had something greater in mind for Phil. That's a lesson that we could take in our own lives and our own hearts. That whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, we have to have emunah that that's exactly what we needed. V'achalta v'zavata, to eat and be totally satisfied, u'virachta, and to bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you, God, for the preciousness and gifts that you've given me. May we be able to truly feel that overwhelming gratitude to HaKadosh Baruch Hu when we have the gifts, whether they're large or whether they're small. Because ultimately we know that God is running the show and gives us precisely what we need to have a fulfilled life. Shabbat Shalom.